Hello, gorgeous. My name is Gia. Welcome to Reactmas. Subscribe, click the bell, tell all your friends, watch us several thousand times. It's 100% free. You can watch us with loved ones during the holiday season or while you're, I cannot speak today, or while you're cooped up inside. Usually, the people who are respectful or who have some sort of shame will stop, but it's also not correct to correct or criticize someone in public in a way that just makes them feel uncomfortable. To have good etiquette, if you really are bothered about something, pull them aside privately and speak to them from your heart about it with kindness, with compassion. The world is a big place, and we're gonna see a lot of that today. This is about handling things like an adult, remaining elegant so that you both walk away smelling like a rose. But you'll see some of these situations aren't necessarily gonna be that case scenario.
Better hurry up. Don't get public shamed. There it is. Look at this guy. Oof, got him. Oh, got her, dude. Oh no. Oh. So just so you guys know, do not jaywalk in China. You will be shamed.
There are a lot of countries that do something similar to this. In China, it's a whole other level where you can't buy groceries if you mess up socially. Say, for example, if you say something wrong about the current leader, you will get in trouble and your card won't work to enter the grocery store, or your identification, which is your face, or sometimes they'll scan your face or you have a certain ID to get in. You'll get points against that, and people are not allowed to talk to you, or otherwise they're affected as well. It's crazy. It's Big Brother over there right now. It's really cool because it's like the future. Beijing is more expensive to live than New York. I personally would stay away from China when it comes to living there. Visiting is absolutely fabulous. I've been there. It's a lot of ancient things and then the contemporary world. I used to also live in Denmark. Jaywalking is just not a thing. Same in Japan. Not that they will put your picture everywhere. In Japan, people just abide by the rules. In Denmark, people just abide by the rules. I remember it was 2 a.m. No cars were passing by. The light was red. It said you couldn't cross. The American in me, I live in Los Angeles, a very metropolitan place. I crossed and I said, "What are you waiting for?" I was with someone. "We're just wasting time standing here. It's cold. We want to get home." There was no logic to it. But in Japan, a French person posted this on Instagram. She said in French, "Spot the Parisian." There was one guy with his hands in his pocket and the foulard, so you know he's Parisian. There's a whole group of people behind him, of Japanese people. They were at the crosswalk and didn't cross. There were no cars going. Him obviously looking very different, very European. He crossed anyway and said "connaître." Let me know if you know what that means in the comments below. Give us a like if you know what that means. Subscribe.
All of these women were shamed out of this pool area for being disgusted with two women that were kissing in the pool. And because of their open disgust, everybody that was in the pool yelled shame as they left. And one woman in particular was not happy. This woman right here. Anyways, this goes on for quite a while. I don't see what the big deal is. Two girls kissing in the pool, like, where's the party at? But these women were upset and they let them know that they were white and they were Jewish. I don't know what their point was exactly. I think that they thought they might be better than these people that were in the pool. And what they were doing is blasphemous. But this woman here continued to go on forever, and even as she left the pool, she threw out curse words in front of everybody, including the children. And her husband kept on having to shoo her away, to which then she tried to rally the other mothers that were in the pool area. She got literally no support backing her. Nonetheless, this woman went viral for being awful, but what do you guys think?
I think as a Jew, especially I'm a conservative Jew, we do not claim her. No, that's actually more of an individual thing. So say, for example, if I say as a conservative Jew, we do not claim her, I don't even stand by that sentence. As an individual, as a person on my own, with my own brain, as an adult, I personally don't claim her. I have a ton of Jewish friends who are on the conservative Jewish side. They don't care. We don't care if someone's kissing. But I think the excuse of "do you have children" is really weird because there are no children around. It does not look like a children's space. There's a bar right there. It's an adult pool, a resort-like area. If you find it inappropriate, you can go up to them quietly, privately, and say, "Hey, I'm really uncomfortable with this, and I was wondering," speak very, very kindly. I would even make it even kinder than that and say, "I'm sorry to bother you. I have nothing against you. Kissing, it makes me a little bit uncomfortable because whatever your reason is, and it better be a good reason because you're out in the world, you're out in the public, you're not going to be able to control absolutely everything. If it really bothers you, don't look. You can say something and come up to them, but if you're doing a back and forth of why that's wrong, you're already going to be in the wrong because the way that you're handling it is, one, you're cursing at them, two, you're bickering, you're going back and forth, and you're not really thinking of logical explanations that hopefully they would understand from their point of view. You're just pressing your point of view on them. And what you need to do to communicate with people successfully is to speak their language. I'm not going to speak to them in my point of view. I'm going to say, hey, if I had something that you disagreed with out in public, you guys would say something to me as well. Something like that. Not necessarily cursing at them, not raising your voice. Be respectful to absolutely everyone if you don't 100% agree with them. I deal with this a lot personally. I know a lot of people who don't like my existence on this earth just because I happen to be. A lot of people say a lot of the R word you're not allowed to say on YouTube, so I'll say racist. A lot of people will say racist things to me still today in person, or they'll say something that doesn't necessarily translate as being intolerant towards me, but I'm not a victim about it. I think, one, the people who are saying it are not always the best at speaking English. Someone from a different country won't translate very well, but I understand what they're saying. So I try to talk to them in the way that I would explain it, that is gentle upon their ears. They understand it because I'm using it in their terms. I'm just genuinely speaking in a way that they understand that's much easier. I personally invite everyone. I welcome everyone here on this channel. I'm not here to get political ever. I have another channel that I got locked out of, so that's why I haven't been posting videos on that channel. Anyway, the thing is, I really don't care wherever you come from, who you're in love with. If you don't like something, you can walk away from the situation. You're always free. No one's holding you in a chokehold, forcing you to be here. No one's forcing you to say mean things or react negatively. Handle yourself. If you don't like the situation, go somewhere nice. There are so many places that I find a lot of negative situations happening. Usually they're out in the public where everyone is. Go somewhere where it's more exclusive, there's more security, go to a nice place, you feel safe, or there's a certain code of conduct, if there's a certain club, even different grocery stores for different types of neighborhoods, different types of diets. So there's a community for everyone. If you're out in public, expect the public to be there.
I'm gonna rant really quick. Because it's as simple as you don't want to get called out for doing something bad, then don't do the bad thing. Okay, so I decided to get off of work early tonight. And man, am I glad that I did, because I sat in traffic for like an hour. That's besides the point. In sitting in said traffic, I saw the person in front of me throw trash out of their car and litter. Babe, with all the things going on in the world, you think it's okay to litter on top of that? I can safely say, I have never littered a day in my life, never will. If anything, I pick up other people's trash, like when I'm at the beach. 'Cause what is it? The littlest thing that you can do as a human fucking being, especially living in the state of Florida. Okay? So this BMW bitch, yeah, that's her picture. I don't know how to do it, but I'm gonna put it on screen right now. This BMW bitch, right? So what do? Roll down my pretty little window, stick my head as far out as I can while being safe, and yell while honking the horn a couple times, hey, I fucking saw that, don't fucking litter. Right? Like a sane human being that I am. Car next to me starts honking too, because they saw it too, and I guarantee you they were also saying some shit. Anyway, besides the point, I finally get up next to her while we're in traffic. So what do? Music off, windows down, staring her straight in the eyes. What does she have in the back? Children. What was she doing? On her phone. We were moving at that point in traffic. You're on your phone. Is that something that you want to be teaching your children? Also, do you want to be teaching your children to litter? I think not. So, safe to say, I'm putting you on blast. Fuck you. I hope someone on here can figure out who you are, because that's fucked up. Even if you don't see this video, I hope someone you know does. Even worst case scenario, they don't. I hope this gives you all the courage to call people out, because it's really simple. I've spent, 5 minutes in my car ranting? I would have done that on the phone with my best friends anyway, so...
I wholeheartedly agree. I am the kind of person who hates littering. And I was driving through the United States and I was looking at all the different littering cost signs. I forgot which state it was. Some it will be $400, some it's $1,000, but people still do it anyway. I was at the beach and a guy threw his plastic bottle into the trash, totally missed, bounced off, and I just grabbed it and put it inside right away. Didn't say a thing. As a society, we collectively should take care of our home wherever we are. I used to live in Denmark. I mentioned this 1,000 times already. It's a thing to go running when you're out exercising and then you pick up trash and throw it away. I was out on a date once in Denmark, saw this paper on the floor with some writing on it, and he just put it in the trash. And something I miss about Denmark is that when we have recycling, it's not just a recycling. In America, we have an outdoors, a brown or green organic waste material that you put, and then the blue is the recycling, and then the black is the trash. In Denmark, there are 12 to 16 different types of recycling. There's aluminium, there's this type of plastic, there's this type of glass, there's corrugated boxes, smaller paper, mail, and newspapers. The cost of recycling in the short term actually costs more to recycle. The benefit is not as much as we think, and it ends up just being processed new items again. If it makes you feel good because it says recycle on it, more power to you. I can't stop you. But when it comes to the long-term effects, being able to resource like that, it's pretty cool. You don't Ouroboros yourself. You actually make more. For those of you who are new here, I used to have a farm. I have farming vlogs, and I was into forestry, and that's how a lot of farmers retire. Have to be 100% sustainable to survive, to make profit, to make ends meet. If you want to live off the land, you have to recycle what you took from the land back into the land. So that's just me personally. I remember someone called me a rich hippie. And first off, I'm not rich. Second, I'm not a hippie. I don't identify as being smelly in the woods. I love camping. And there are times where it's okay to recycle. And if it's completely biodegradable, then it makes sense too. But remember that paper, the really thin printed on, used it for gardening once, and it took 6 months to disintegrate. So be careful, understand, be more in touch, go outside, get some fresh air. A lot of people, environmentalists, don't even understand how recycling works, or they can't even tell me what kind of grass is outside. They can't tell me what type of wood that they're looking at half the time. Don't listen to them, but do what you think is right for you. And just be clean, just be neat, be considerate. Don't litter. It's pretty simple. It doesn't hurt. I will sometimes have a candy wrapper and just put it back into my bag and then clean it later. It's not a big deal. Should we call people out for this? It's up to you. If you do call someone out, say, hey, please don't litter in my home. I really love this earth. It's pretty cool. It's more about, hey, we're all in this together mentality. If people feel some kind of way about that, then they prioritize their emotions towards the wrong things.
I'm so fucking done with public transportation in Chicago, and the bus driver is not giving a flying fuck about anyone that's on the bus. Like, I understand it's not their job, but like, I get on the bus and I sit in the back, and this man comes on after me, and he's like, get the fuck up, move. So I get up and I move closer to the front because I'm like, whatever, I just don't make eye contact, I don't acknowledge him. And then I'm sitting there, and 2 seconds later he chucks his iced coffee at me, and it's all over my coat and my pants. So at this point I'm like confused and I'm scared, so I just don't know what to do. So I just sit there, and then he starts yelling, and he moves and he sits right next to me, and he's like yelling in my face, and I don't know what to do. So I get up and I move next to someone. I'm like, hey, can I sit next to you, to this random person? And they're like, sure. So then he takes soy sauce packets out of his fucking pocket and starts chucking them at me, and then he starts singing Silent Night, and he's screaming Silent Night in my face. And I'm like trying not to cry at this point because I'm fucking scared. I don't know what this guy's gonna do. He's throwing shit at me. He's yelling in my face. The bus driver's doing nothing. No one's acknowledging me. But I didn't want to get off because I'm, number one, so far from my house. Number two, I didn't want him to follow me because then I'd be even more scared. So I just ride there and I sit there, and he's screaming in my face for like 5 stops. And then I'm like, fuck this, I can't do this anymore. The girl next to me was getting off. I'm like, I'm getting off because no way I'm getting off with no one else. So I just got off, and now I'm fucking 500 miles from my apartment, and I don't want to get back on the bus. It's not coming for 25 minutes, and Uber's $30, so I'll be walking home in the blizzard. Fuck the 8 bus in Chicago. That's it for me.
It sounds like it's a homeless person who's on a ton of narcotics, and he's targeting you. Probably because you're young, you're pretty. People think you're an easy target because she's probably super small too. I'm small. People think that I'm really soft and sweet sometimes, but I'm actually really masculine. That's why I have this channel, because I'm trying to be more soft and sweet. I think naturally I like being soft and sweet. I prefer to be soft life and relaxed princess treatment, but I was a daddy's girl. Brothers, but so many men in my family that I grew up around. A lot of the things I like are male centric, but I wish more girls did them because I want to hang out with the girls. You appear to be lovely, which is why this dumb idiot is picking on you. They think that you're an easy target and you won't stand up for yourself. I think this person is just also ramped up on a lot of drugs, on a lot of narcotics. I live in Los Angeles. That sounds like homeless people behavior. I originally moved out of Los Angeles because of this is one of the many problems with the crime. The crime kept going up. The homeless people were not being stopped by the police. I knew someone who their business was burnt down by a homeless person. I know you're supposed to say unhoused, but I'm going to say homeless person because I can use whatever language I want to my channel. Police came and said, there's nothing we can do. The insurance said there's nothing we can do because it was a homeless person. It's weird that the people who are the good people are the ones who get in trouble, where this person was an addict and had a lot of problems, had a long rap sheet of criminal background. They still didn't target this person. Nobody does anything. They just want them out of society. But there's not much we can do. I remember as a kid, I used to take the bus all the time. I would get picked on kind of like this. Someone was just cursing next to me, and the bus driver immediately said, "Hey, there's a little girl here." This is Chicago. I don't take any BS as a girl, as a woman in this world. When you're out in public and someone is trying to boss you around, someone's trying to bully you, someone's trying to throw stuff at you, you can retaliate legally if they do something to you first. I would stay out of trouble. I would do exactly what she did and walk home, because or take another bus, because a bus is $1.25 depending where you are. So I would wait for the next bus. It's Chicago, so the transport system is pretty decent. It's usually on time and consistent. Here in Los Angeles, it'll take you 45 minutes to drive 15 minutes away, which is crazy. It takes an hour just for the bus to come. I feel like I would rather walk, I would rather bicycle, get an electric scooter. Obviously, it's snowing outside. Not a lot of electrical vehicles would work. As someone who had a Tesla and got it stuck in the snow, also it drains the battery. Your best bet is that you can walk, take care of yourself. You look warm. I would wear gloves next time because it's snowing. I don't know why you leave the house without gloves and how your fingers can function, your thumbs on the phone, I used to use my nose. Tech gloves don't always work. You have to really generate heat and do this. I think you did a good job of taking yourself away from the situation, separating yourself. That's always good.
Hola.
Hey, dude.
Do you happen to have an extra cigarette?
No. We do not have cigarettes.
Hey, ma'am. When can I come see you?
Girl, can you leave us alone, please?
You know that I always liked you.
No.
You did. Yes, you knew. Look,
Who are you, dude? Like, go away. The
I
fuck?
don't want to.
Mom.
I don't want to. I don't want to.
What the fuck? Oh my god.
He keeps saying I don't want to even when they're far away. I think he is either on something or low IQ. I'm not saying this to make fun of low IQ people. There are some people who grow up in a bad case scenario, and I listen to a lot of true crime. So I see a lot of criminal cases where someone is really low IQ and then they have this weird combination of growing up with not the best parents or not a good situation, because it doesn't look like he has a job. It's daytime and he's just hanging out at the park. So he's probably homeless, or he's following them and he's a creep and doesn't have a job and is, I don't know, because he said, I've seen you before, I've always liked you, or unless he saw them earlier that day. Really weird, creepy. What I would do is cover myself legally. I think like this a lot of the time because I am always surrounded by lawyers. What I would say is, I'm not interested. Please leave me alone. When you say that, you make it clear whatever it is you want to communicate. You don't have to bicker back and forth. Say the legal thing that will cover you, because when you say to the police, I told him to please leave me alone, this guy keeps following me around. You don't legally have to cover yourself, but it helps on paper if you have a police report that says, I said, please leave me alone, or the police will write it in their report. It helps the case even better if you want to build a case against this person. Unfortunately, I know this information because I've lived it, whether it was a stalker, whether it was a person chasing me or someone hurting me. You want to say certain keywords to get the judge to be on your side. Always show up to court and be there to press your case. I would call the police on this person, describe them. They say, I don't want to. And you can also say, well, I don't want you here. What about what I want? No, not going to consider that? Okay, bye. You can bicker, you can sit there and entertain the situation. I personally would just get to the point and leave. Don't waste your time.
I'm gonna show you what I'm getting here. It's packed, but
Are you doing a TikTok?
yeah, fine.
That's weird.
Why?
This is a supermarket.
Yeah, but I could film.
I feel really bad because she is not bothering anyone. There's nobody passing behind her. Even if they are, so what? You're out in public. If I'm walking behind someone who's filming, I'm not going to go up to them and say, get me out of the camera. What I would do is just get out of the camera, the shot. Unless someone is following you around and harassing you, that's really annoying, yes. But she's genuinely minding her own business. I've seen videos of a TikToker who has a tripod set up with her car in a parking lot that is empty and it's just their car and people zoom in and they're making fun of them, they're not bothering anyone. They might be entertaining for you above creeping on someone else and recording them. That's weird. They're not hurting anyone unless they cause a traffic accident. If they're in the middle of the street and they're dancing and they have a tripod set up. No, this woman is filming a cute little quick thing and she's being respectful too. You can see how uncomfortable she is. I don't know how uncomfortable the other woman is. If I were bothered, I wouldn't even have my voice on camera because I'm not in the shot anyway. So I wouldn't talk to her because then it would be in the shot if my voice is on camera. She is targeting her anger or annoyance toward a person who is not being annoying because she's filming a TikTok where other people who film TikToks are really obnoxious. They will scream, they will dance in the middle of a busy intersection.
Making this as a PSA to all girls to just constantly watch their surroundings. I know that we know that New York streets aren't the safest, but I just had a guy come up to me, just full on grabs my breast, and then all I could do, it happened so fast, I just screamed at him, and excuse my profanity, but I was screaming, what the f***? And all he did was like walk away, and obviously it's not safe in those situations to chase after a person, but like, I don't know, it was like horrifying. Apparently he was doing that to a bunch of other girls up and down the street, someone told me. So just like keep your eyes like up, off your phone, and your hands free just in case something happens. Like, genuinely, I haven't been able to stop shaking since then, so.
I'm so sorry this happened to you. This has happened to me as well. It sounds like it's a homeless person or an unstable person who's doing that. A creep, for sure. What I would do, I have done this. I smacked someone's hand away and I screamed like a chihuahua. I was mouthing off. Do that if you want to get people's attention and say, call the police. This guy just groped me. This sicko did just touch me. I would understand the shaking thing, adrenaline going through your body. Fight or flight mode is not something that you should ever experience in this day and age. I'm sorry. People touch others and they do not know who they're dealing with. You don't know if someone has a firearm. You don't know if someone has a knife. I don't know if you can say that on YouTube. YouTube is just so picky these days. You don't know if someone is ready to protect themselves, in other words. I wouldn't gamble with my life like that. I wouldn't touch anybody else because even if they don't have a weapon on them, they could know martial arts or they could just be on edge, idling at 110 that day and want a reason to be picked on and fight you, or not even fight, BEAT you. I don't understand why people are gambling like this. This person must be on something, unstable. I will say that 1,000 times over. That is vile.
Excuse me. Do you know you've left the house with curlers in your hair?
Oh yeah, I'm going out later, so I just wanted to like put curlers in before I left.
Oh right. But they're not even curlers.
Sorry.
So what is it? Toilet roll.
It's like the toilet roll holders,
That
yeah.
is disgusting.
I just thought it was like
As if
quite
you
like
left the
cost
house
effective.
like that.
I just thought it was
Who
like,
even has that many empty toilet rolls?
oh,
in the
my mum
house?
saved them for me so that I could have like heatless curls. I'm going out later, so I just wanted nice hair. But
I
thank
don't
you.
even know if that's gonna work, to be honest.
Oh well, I hope so. But I'll put it on TikTok if you want to follow me. You can have a look.
Right.
All right. Well, I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Okay.
Bye. That was so weird. What the hell? I just don't understand why people can't like mind their own business. If I want to leave the house with like toilet roll holders in my hair, then I'm gonna leave the house with toilet roll holders in my hair. Do you know what I mean? Have a look. Right. Bye.
What an icy bitch. Okay, so some people just want to go out in their day and say something mean to someone and bully someone for however they look, and I don't get that because first off, you don't know someone's situation, and also in this economy, going to the salon right before this video, I had wet hair. My makeup, my skin looked fabulous, but I had wet hair, and I thought I want to look amazing for you guys so that you stay on the video longer just to look at me, you know. No, I wanted to be decent and show up properly for you guys because I believe that that is a sign of polish being put together. I did my hair. It's not a big deal for you guys. It's not a big deal for me to do it. And I always encourage to look your best before you leave the house. Look your best all the time, even when you're by yourself in the house. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to have full hair and makeup. It just means that you feel good enough that you can walk outside and get compliments, get glam, and go about your day. The reason why I say get compliments is because that means you do look good and you feel good and you radiate this positive aura. Because when you look good, you feel good, you do good, good things and you want to continue doing more good. That energy, other people immediately clock it. When you go out not looking finished, not looking put together, you're still in the process of it. If I walked out of the house and I still had a toothbrush in my mouth, that's the equivalent of this. However, good etiquette means not criticizing, complaining, or correcting another person, especially if you don't know them. That is really weird. You're out looking for trouble. If you do know the person and they did something that bothers you, you can tell them, sorry, my foot is cramping. You can tell them in private, kindly, with your whole heart, and say, do you have a minute? I want to let you know that this really hurt me when you said this, or this rubbed me the wrong way. But this woman is literally minding her own business, which I absolutely love how she handled it. She was very lovely, very polite. She's very English about it. Let's be real. The English are the epitome of having stiff upper lip and smiling, even though it's gray and rainy. I really admire how she handled it. She looks really cute and lovely because she was doing her lip gloss. I don't know if this is staged, what the situation is, but she's just filming. It could be staged for all we know, and she works here, or this happens a lot. It looks like she's just stopping by. It could be rage bait, who knows. She still looks really cute. She doesn't look like a mess where she's in a rush trying to get her life together. She looks cute. There's nothing wrong with that. Toilet paper rolls in the hair is actually very clever. I love a resourceful girly. It shows me you can't stop a girl from being fabulous, which I absolutely love. I wouldn't leave the house in this type of look in the first place. If I did, I would wear a hood or a hat if I really needed to stop outside and get something because there's an event and I have to show up with something and I have to stop. I would risk being a little bit late in this case scenario, but you know what? You can't stop someone from trying to be their best selves at the end of the night. They know their priorities. That night they got something to go to and she's doing her thing. She's not hurting anyone. Just mind your business. This puppy is fighting for its life. Bring back public shaming for real. This is not nice. For those of you who don't know, I really love animals. I had a farm. Literally 40 cows, all sorts of animals. I love animals. I love birds. I love all animals. It's really weird when people treat their dogs like accessories. You might love the dog. You might genuinely want to give the dog everything, spoil them like they're your kid. But remember that they're dogs. The scenario is not ideal for them. I think it depends. I think it's good to shame someone if they're married as well, if they have a partner as well, if they're even aware that their partner has a partner. I feel like that is worth shaming. You might disagree with me and say, no, handle it privately. I think handle it privately, but shame her in person, not necessarily on the internet. Publicly, it's elegant to not do so. Morally speaking, you should be roasted on a spit. You're messing with someone's entire life. That's not something you touch. That's not something you think about. Boo. Me too. Boo.
So I have no drama in my life. I don't deal with drama. I don't deal with toxicity. Like, that's just not my vibe. However, you know, it's entertaining seeing other people's story times and whatever reality TV. Love all of that. However, there are limits. There are limits. So this woman posted a TikTok and she was talking about how she's pregnant with this man's baby, who's married, and they've been together for, I don't know, over 5 years. And I just had to scroll past that. And honestly, if she posts a follow-up video, I'm gonna have to block her because I just cannot watch stuff like that because I don't condone that kind of behavior. And I just feel like, are you not embarrassed? Like, I don't understand. What would make you get on the internet and share this information? Like, people have no shame. It's actually kind of scary.
This to me is purely nasty behavior. I don't understand why someone would post this online, why someone would bring any attention to this. You're hurting so many people. You're not ashamed of it. If you are pregnant with someone who's in this situation, before I would even announce it to my family, I would make sure that you fix the situation first. So you either divorce first or split up somehow. Prove to me that I don't know why I'm putting myself in the shoes of this person. I'm trying to wrap my mind around why someone would post it, but I would not post. I would deal with it privately. Once everything is fixed, then I would start posting about it. But people are gonna notice that you're pregnant. I would beat them to the punch with a post after the situation is fixed. Otherwise, you don't owe anybody on the internet anything. You don't have to post anything. You don't have to explain yourself anything. That was horrible. That was nasty. Imagine being talked to like that. You do not need to do that.
I just had the most insane experience I've ever had at a public pool in my life. It's in a regular bikini. Nothing crazy, nothing too revealing. Like, I want to say more my conservative side. Out there for maybe 45 minutes. Noticed this older lady who was probably like in her 70s, maybe even more than that, who was being very obnoxious. I noticed she came up behind me because she was loud, obviously had a couple of drinks, and she goes to close out her tab. When she goes to close out her tab, she came and pulled up a chair aggressively next to me. Over, and I was like, oh, like, I don't care. She's just like one of the girls, like a little tipsy, not very self-aware. I was like, whatever, I really don't care. She closes out her tab. She stands up and gets maybe this close to my face. She goes, I just wanted to let you know your dress. I'm in a swimsuit, not a dress. I don't know what she's talking about. She's like, your dress is very inappropriate, and me and my husband are sitting right across from you, and how effing dare you lay in front of my husband like that? Keeps going on, how effing dare you, how effing dare you? Like, this is a public pool, and me and my husband are sitting right here. How dare you? Why would you do that? Publicly shaming me. I thought she was gonna compliment me at first, so I was like smiling. I was like, and then she starts talking, and I'm like, can't believe another woman is speaking down to me like this. I've never experienced something like that in my life. Continued to curse at me, raised her voice at me this close to my face. I thought she was gonna almost smack me. After she did that, I didn't say anything. Like, I was too stunned to speak, so I sat there like this. Just storms off. And there, what just happened? I laid back down, and I was like, wait, did that really just happen? So I laid down for maybe about 2 more minutes. I'm leaving. That was so insane, and I'm really embarrassed right now. I'm leaving. So I myself up in my towel, and I just storm out of there. I was so embarrassed. I've never been so humiliated and publicly shamed in my life. I've never experienced that feeling. And I came back to my hotel room, and I just laid in bed in a ball. So anyways, if your grandma was yelling at some 20-year-old by the pool, yeah, that was me, and that really hurt my feelings. Collectively, as women, can we do better and not be mean? Even if she had a problem and said it nicely, I would probably not be on here right now. But the fact that she was mean and yelling at me and was very aggressive was the most insane thing. I just had to tell you guys that.
That happens. I have seen at a party or at an event in the girls' bathroom someone crying and wiping their tears or venting to their friend, not necessarily crying. It's usually the girls' bathroom where people open up. I've seen this happen. It's always the girls who got it that this happens to. The random lovelies. I know you're making yourself gorgeous. You are gorgeous inside and out. Whoever says otherwise needs to get their eyes checked, because this woman is obviously drunk. I don't understand people who are aggressive when they're drunk, because me, when I'm drunk, when I used to drink, I don't drink. When I had, say, a couple champagnes at a wedding, I start doing a Scottish accent, and I think I'm a stand-up comedian. I will make jokes, try to make everyone laugh. Quite the opposite. Angry people. People are so easy to be angry. I've noticed this. It's been a recurring lesson in my life in 2025 that people just like to be angry. The best case scenario thing to do is queen it out. The late Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, one of my heroines, she and all the royals do this, where when someone asks them something inappropriate or they scream obscene things from the crowd, they never rush back and say, I'm going to give you a piece of my mind, scream back at you. That makes zero sense. That's not royal. The queen has 1,000 other royal engagements that she has to worry about, so she doesn't even turn her head. Personally, if I was shocked and I was in that state, I would put my default face on, just like this, very neutral. Then I would ask, are you done? After she's screaming in my face, especially if she's that close, I would look her up and down and then walk away. I notice, especially the less words you use, you don't even have to say, are you done? You trigger people by not reacting, and you are above them by not reacting, by not saying anything. You don't need to say anything because they're purely projecting. All you have to do is this. Look them up and down. I'm dead serious. It works every time. It makes them want to chihuahua scream even more. You notice when people just mouth off, you do nothing, not reacting, speaking calmly, being positive. People hate when you're living a good life. That's the best revenge. It truly is. They will feel it and project even more. If you want someone to go crazy, be fabulous. Lesson learned. So thank you so much for watching. I know this was a little bit of a different video, but I hope you guys do not run into creeps like this. Do not run into rude people who are outspoken unnecessarily so. And keep your royal attitude, because you are so much better than that. You are elegant. You are glamorous. You are fabulous and fun. And that's why people are jealous of you. This is purely jealous. Look at her. She looks like a Victoria's Secret angel. I don't understand that. Why are you spreading awful? When my dear friend and I are out, we always look for people with the best outfits, beauty hacks. How'd you get your hair like that? We will literally go up to you and ask, you look fabulous. Don't even have to ask. Just, I wanted to appreciate you and let you know in person. Especially being in LA, everybody's going to be good looking. The server is going to be good looking. The janitor is going to be good looking. Everybody's fabulous here, for the most part anyway. So stay fabulous. Thank you so much for watching. Follow me on Instagram, and all my socials are all the same. Sign up to my newsletter for free exclusive content that goes directly to you, so you don't have to go on all these platforms and search for it. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, click the bell, tell all your friends, watch us several thousand times, and I'll see you later.
قوموا بزيارة الويب سايت stylegr.com واشتركوا للحصول على أفكار ملابس أسبوعية مجانية ونصائح للعناية الشخصية. تابعوني على انستغرام لاجيا غارسيا للحصول على تحديثات يومية، واقرأوا مدوناتي لاستكشاف أعمق. شكرا.